Hello and welcome to this week's Fairy Tale Friday with Mrs Quinn. This week, as an alternative to a fairy tale, I thought I'd share with you a new book called The Book of Hopes, which was put together by Catherine Rundell. It's a book of words and pictures that are designed to comfort, inspire and entertain us during the current lockdown. Catherine Rundell has worked together with over 100 children's authors to create this beautiful book. And as you can see on the first page there, this book is dedicated to the doctors, nurses, carers, porters, cleaners and everybody currently working in hospitals. Today, I've chosen one snippet written by Michael Morpurgo, who I know is a well-loved author at Kirkliston Primary School. His short story is called A Song of Gladness, and you can find it on page 2. So let's begin. I've been talking every morning to a blackbird, telling him why we're all so sad at the moment. He sits on his branch and he listens. It was Blackbird's idea. He sang out this morning at dawn from his treetop in the garden to Fox, who was fast asleep behind the garden shed. She thought it a good idea too. It was a wake-up call. Fox was on her feet at once and trotting through Bluebell Wood, where she barked at a deer who ran off across the stream. Kingfisher was there, otter and dipper too. They heard and piped it on, and Swallow swooped down from the meadow and passed it to all the cows going on into their milking, and to sheep resting quietly under the hedge with their lambs in the corner of the dew-damp field. And they all agreed, bleating it out to bees already busy at their flowers, to weaving spiders and grasshoppers and scurrying mice. Trees heard sheep calling too, the whole flock of them, and waved their budding leaves in wild enthusiasm, and high above, the clouds wandered through the skies driven by wind, and wind took Blackbird's idea over the cliffs across heaving seas where gulls and albatrosses crowded out, and where whales and dolphins and porpoises heard it, and wheeled it and whooped it down into the deep where turtles listened, and they too loved the idea. So did plankton, and every fish and crab and sea urchin and whelk. They all whispered that it was a fine notion, the best they had ever heard. And the whisper went out over the sea on the curling waves to the shores of Africa, where lions roared their approval and elephants trumpeted it. Leopards yawned it, water buffalo belched it, wild dogs yelped it. Wildebeest murmured it out across the savannah, and Storm lifted the ideas up over the rainforests, where it took and poured it down on gorillas in the mist, on chimpanzees in their sleeping nests. Howler monkeys and gibbons echoed their calls loud over all the earth. They're that loud. And then, from far up high, Sun heard it too and shone it down over the deserts, where the oryx stamped her foot, impatient to be getting on with it and doing it. She loved the idea that much. Even Camel, who rarely joined in anything, thought this was the best and most beautiful idea he had ever heard. Back in the garden, Blackbird waited till everybody was ready, and then he began to sing. And the whole carnival of animals, every living thing on this good earth joined in, until the globe echoed with the joy of it, and Blackbird was very pleased. But I was still lost in sadness. As I heard the earth singing around me, it was a song of forgiveness, I knew that. So I asked Blackbird if I could join in, and he sang his answer back to me. Why do we think you're doing this, you silly man? We want you and yours to be happy again. Only then will you treat us and the world right again, as you know you should. Only then will all be well. Sing, silly man, sing, sing. Our song is your song, and your song is our song. So I sang, we all sang away our sadness. In every house and flat and cottage we clapped and sang, in every hut and tent, in every palace and hospital and prison, and they heard and we heard our song of gladness, echoing all together in glorious harmony across the universe. So that was A Song of Gladness, written by Michael Morpurgo this year. I don't know about you, but when reading this story, it really reminded me of the clap we do outside our houses on a Thursday evening to say thank you to our NHS and key workers. Here are some activities you can do to link to this week's story, and I'll also share the link to the whole book if you're interested in reading more. Why not draw a picture of what the word hope means to you? Or alternatively, you could write an acrostic poem using the letters hope. I hope you've enjoyed listening this week, and I hope to see you next time. And don't forget to share your activities on Twitter. See you soon!